Welcome to My Long Island TV, the show that features the people and events that make Long Island great. In this episode, we go inside our local colleges and universities. The Hofstra dance team prepares to represent the USA in the International World Dance Competition. Get an inside look at the first day on the job for Farmingdale State College President John Nader. Visit the LIU campus to watch The Godfather accompanied by a live orchestra. Tony-nominated actor Jared Spector puts on a show at the Adelphi University Performing Arts Center. Now let's get started.
Hi, my name is Jared Spector from Beautiful the Carole King musical. Welcome to My Long Island.
This happening my senior year is like a dream come true because obviously everyone wants their last year to be something incredibly special, and there could be nothing better than getting selected to go to this world's competition after just winning a national title. Being privileged enough to represent Hofstra University is great in itself, but to go to a competition as Team USA, there's no words to describe it. It's such an honor.
I was a member of the team from 1999 to 2003, and then I started as assistant coach in 2004 to 2006, and then I became the head coach then. When I was on the team, we were placing in the top 5, but so we were still, doing really well then, but the talent of the team now is just incredible. The program itself is so well known across the country. The teams that have represented the country in the past are huge universities. The University of Memphis has been Team USA, University of Cincinnati, Arizona State University, the University of Minnesota. So for them to, feel that we fit in with that group of amazing dance teams is just an honor. Since they've started the hip-hop division, we've been a jazz and a hip-hop team. And that's where we have our past national championships in. We've won 2006, 2012, 2013 in hip-hop. We switched from hip-hop to POM, and that is the category that we won in, and that is the category that we were picked to represent the United States of America.
POM, it's different. It has the technique era, but it doesn't have hip-hop, like down to the ground kind of dancing. So it's more of like motions and sharp and like hard hitting. So it has to have the technique and the motion. So it's different from any other style at national. Practices 4 times a week from 6:30 to 9:30. She sometimes, mostly all the time, holds us after 9:30, and then we have weekly workouts, 6 a.m. workouts. It's a lot of hard work.
Hardest part would probably just be like the commitment of it all. There's a lot more that goes into the team besides just like the crazy amount of practices. We do community service, we do volunteers, we have to fundraise to get everywhere. We fundraise for nationals, we fundraise now to go to Worlds, for our uniforms, for everything that goes with the team. Plus a lot of the girls on the team have jobs, and then obviously balancing like your friends and like making sure you're creating like a social aspect for yourself too while you're here. So it's a lot to balance, but it's definitely 100% doable and 100% worth it.
5, 6, 7, 8, confidence!
My biggest thing for especially new dancers like being captain is just making sure that they feel comfortable. You're coming to a new team where all the other girls have already like been with each other like 1, 2, 3 years, and they're all comfortable around each other. So it's just really important for me personally to make sure that any girl that walks through the door to join the team is 100% comfortable while on the team.
I actually came from Nassau Community College. I did dance team there, and just the level of competition coming from a community college to a Division I team is just completely different. And Nassau was more laid back, and we kind of went to nationals hoping to make finals. We had one goal, and that was to win.
Our motto this year was whatever it takes. In the beginning, they didn't really realize that I meant whatever it takes, But they caught on to the fact that we were going hard this year. We were going to try everything that we could. We did Friday night technique classes. They were taking ballet. They were willing to work hard. They were willing to put in the extra hours. So it makes it easier for me to be tough because they know where it comes from. We want to do it because we want to prove that we were, a good choice for Team USA, and then we want to, be able to come back to our university and just, have them proud of us.
Coming up next on My Long Island TV, get an inside look at the first day on the job for Farmingdale State College President John Nader. For most people, their first day on the job doesn't involve a photo shoot, but it does when it's your first day as the president of Farmingdale State College. And John Nader is out and about meeting with staff and students.
One of the things a new president wants to be careful of is to recognize the success that an institution has, and Farmingdale is a very successful institution. So it's my job to figure out how we can build on the successes that are already in place and hear from the constituencies here on campus so that we can make it an even greater college.
John Nader is a veteran of the New York State University system, serving as provost at SUNY Delhi.
But I've also had the pleasure to serve in elective office for approximately 16 years. I served as a county legislator for 12, and I served as mayor of the city of Oneonta for 4.
The years as a public servant taught John that there's only one way to know what's on the public's mind. Go out and meet them in person. So we headed to one of the most important buildings in any educational institution, the library.
1, 2, 3. Well, that was fun. You got to meet the students.
Yeah, and I tried to do that yesterday. I met with some orientation leaders for just a little bit and tried to begin to schedule some focus groups with them so I can hear about various things.
The library was recently renovated to shift its primary focus from housing books to being an information commons. And to achieve that, they moved several departments into the building.
The Writing Center, the Tutoring Center, the Academic Advising Center. So these are all now centrally located in the library. And it sort of became a one-stop shop for students.
If you look around the room, there are opportunities to work individually, there are opportunities to work in groups. The technology lends itself really to this being not just a library in the way some of us would traditionally think of it, but a learning commons with a range of services available to students and a range of technologies available to them.
Helping John further connect on his first day are 2 student ambassadors.
Are you residing on campus? Mm-hmm. Good. You like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Good. That's terrific. I could not have picked 2 people to better represent the college, and I mean that. It's just great.
Well, I fell in love with the campus, and I love Farmingdale. I live out in Brooklyn, so to be out on Long Island, it's a beautiful area. I love all the people that's on campus. So when I found out about this program, I said, well, I want to show people how much I love it.
I knew from family, and I live close by, so whenever I drive on 110, I always see the campus driving by, and I knew for a while I wanted to come here because it's close to home, it's very affordable, and it has so much to offer.
Up next is the brand new School of Business building, which was designed for teaching in the digital age.
Every room here is technologically enhanced. Our smart boards are all around the room, so there is no front of the room anymore. Sitting here during the semester, you'll typically have 30 to 40 students sitting on these stairs studying and surfing the web and getting their homework done.
And it really impressed me, the natural sunlight that one gets, the accessibility of the outlets, the Wi-Fi coverage, make it an ideal place for students just to congregate and be able to do things.
Then while greeting a faculty member, an opportunity to meet incoming freshmen presented itself.
It's the Educational Opportunity Program that provides an opportunity to accelerate academically with both financial and academic supports for students who otherwise might not have that opportunity. And these are generally students of very limited means, and they are often first-generation college attenders. I was just explaining to Waldo the importance of EOP programs and the opportunities that we're here to provide, and I'm thrilled that you're here for a prolonged period. I know it's a difficult adjustment, and not going home can be hard and challenging, but this is a great way to get to meet people on campus and to learn the institution. We are here for your success, and we are as invested in it as you are.
That was a nice speech, but I thought I should embarrass John just a little. I just want you to be aware that today is his first day on the job, so can you give him a round of applause there? And as our day wound down, John had one last bit of news to share.
We are poised to launch a master's degree in engineering technology management. I believe that degree will be ready to go probably in the following fall semester, fall of 2017. Farmingdale's in a very enviable position. There are very few colleges across the country that are both growing in terms of enrollment and increasingly selective. That's a very difficult balance to strike, and it's one that I have every intention of maintaining.
Coming up next on My Long Island TV, visit the LIU campus to watch The Godfather accompanied by a live orchestra.
Here at the Tiller Center for the Performing Arts on the campus of LIU Post, and we're really excited this evening to host The Godfather live in concert, the actual movie in high definition that has been digitally restored with a live orchestra. There is nothing like having a live orchestra on stage and watching the film at the same time. It's truly a remarkable experience that I think people will remember for a long time.
David Winkler put this orchestra together, and this is essentially the new Long Island Concert Orchestra. This is their first look at this music. A lot of shows will get 2 days, but we just had the one afternoon. So we basically got one pass through each cue. Now, we didn't even finish some of the cues. And because it was a repetition of a similar piece of music, in order to finish on time with the rehearsal. So we just got literally one pass through.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Well, it's great for me. I grew up in Hollywood in the film community. My entire career I've been conducting to film, syncing an orchestra to film. So the experience isn't new, but it's something I absolutely love. People forget when you get especially the big tentpole films, when you're doing a movie like this, it starts at the beginning and it goes all the way through to the end, and there's nonstop, and you don't get to just pick it up again.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's fascinating for the audience because, music is typically, it's in the background, it's part of the scenery. It's not very many films where the music has a key part of the film. It's really just to be part of, sometimes even just the wallpaper. And so when you get to see just how much care and talent was put into writing and to playing the music with the film, you get a whole different perspective on how the whole film is assembled.
Speak softly loud, so no one hears us from the sky.
To see it on the big screen, the audiences that I go by now, the past 4 generations, they only watched it on a small screen. So this is a great opportunity, for them to see it. And it's even myself, I keep finding different things. The music and watching the film, it's all one. So when you hear the music, you identify right away.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
One of our superintendents at the office, he was telling me about that his daughter bought him presents just to go out. He's a big Godfather fan, and he told me about it at the Tiller Center, the live orchestra. Instantaneously, I popped online, so I figured I'd buy 2 tickets for Pops. And then about a month ago or so, I let him know about what's in it. So we were both super excited and ready to rock for today.
He wasn't born in 1972, but...
Just short.
Never tell anybody outside the family what you're thinking again.
I come from a very traditional Italian family. This is our all-time favorite movie. My aunts know every single line, can quote every single part of the movie, and I don't think there's one Sunday dinner that goes by where it's not quoted at some point.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
We love this movie, but just the musicality of hearing it live while watching it on the big screen just makes it even that much more exciting. But you wouldn't have to get a live orchestra to get us here, but I think it really adds to the draw, and I think it just makes it extra special.
Nothing breathes like a real orchestra. And you feel it here. By the time we get to Apollonia's theme, the love theme in this, when the orchestra opens up and plays that theme, you're not going to be able to do that with any of the top quality samples.
I just can't wait to hear that na 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 na.
Coming up next on My Long Island TV, Tony-nominated actor Jared Spector puts on a show at the Adelphi University Performing Arts Center.
We're a fairly small venue. Last year we had our best season ever, so we're looking forward to doing the same and more this season.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Jared Spector.
Broadway performers always do well for us. Jared is one of those people. Luckily he's got years of Jersey Boys behind him. He had Beautiful, the Carole King musical, that he got a Tony nomination for. He puts on a great live show, in addition to being a great theater performer.
I'm well aware that when people come and see my show, usually it's because they see the word Jersey Boys or they see the word Beautiful, the Carole King musical. And I'm okay with that. You know, I mean, that's part of who I am. And this show in particular sort of harnesses that idea. I called the show Jukebox Life, which is actually a quote from a woman at a stage door at Beautiful who said, well, what's it like for you to have this incredible jukebox life? I spent a decade in these two shows, Jersey Boys and Beautiful, which are jukebox musicals. So yeah, in some way I have a jukebox life. Just every single time it seemed like my life lined up with songs in a certain way. For instance, the first song every night in Jersey Boys is I Can't Give You Anything But Love. Frankie sings it, and then he says the line, yeah, it's the first song I ever knew the words to. And as it happens, I Can't Give You Anything But Love is the first song I ever knew the words to. I can't give you anything but love, baby. Yeah, it's an unnatural act to do the same thing 1,500 times in a row, and it is your job to make it always seem like it's happening for the first time. I can remember being on the catwalk in Jersey Boys, there's a set and Frankie comes out at the top, and I can remember being back there and knowing that there were 27 songs to sing over the next 2.25 hours, and and how taxing it was about to be, and my night had not even started yet. Every night it's somebody's birthday, or it was their wedding gift, or it's their anniversary, or it's their very first Broadway show. I mean, there really is always reason to give 100%, always. The nominations come out on a Tuesday morning. I'll never forget when they said my name, and I mean, I can't even begin to explain the profanity that came out of my mouth. I'm running around the apartment cursing and screaming. Oh, good profanity. Oh my God. Curses of joy. This show actually has a little more musical theater than I'm used to doing in these kinds of shows. And fun stuff like standards like Mac the Knife, which I grew up listening to because my parents loved Bobby Darin, and I hadn't the slightest idea that that was a musical theater song until I saw Three Penny Opera a few years ago. And I'm watching the show, and I'm like, oh my God. Solid billows start to spread. I remember thinking, no way my parents would trot their 6-year-old son out on the stage on national television and have him sing this song about a serial murderer. You know, in a cabaret room, it necessitates that you are right here with people, right? They're right at your feet. You have to calibrate your performance to the size of the room that you're in. You know, we were in a tiny room before, so the horns had to really hold back their volume. In a bigger house, a 500-seat house, well, now they're trying to hit the back row. Now they can really play full out, which is really exciting. My dream role is Bruce Springsteen. And actually, he just was quoted in the New York Post as saying that he'd be open to having his life as a Broadway musical, and he just released this incredible autobiography called Born to Run, and we performed Born to Run in the show. And I got to say that, you know, playing the guitar and jamming with the band, that is my favorite song.
Well, that's our show for today. Hope you enjoyed it. You can watch this show and other award-winning videos anytime at MyLITV.com. Remember to friend us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter, and email any stories you want featured to stories@MyLITV.com. In the meantime, enjoy your Long Island and tune in to see where we go next on My Long Island TV.